God's grace, the convener, Oro-Nation Leadership Roundtable. By the mercies of God, the roundtable is 5 this year. The roundtable started on January 23rd, 2017 as a child of circumstance. A child of circumstance in the sense that there's always been this problem of leadership recruitment in Oro-Nation. The young people of Oro have always complained that they are not allowed to be in the mainstream of leadership. And by the grace of God, in 2016, I became the secretary of Oro Think Tank, taking over from Professor Kun Eminwe. And I felt that there were a lot of resources, among the younger generation of Oro people who were capable intellectually and otherwise to contribute to the leadership of Oro. So I initially conceived the roundtable as the youth wing of Oro Think Tank. So while I was still brooding over that idea, our senator at the time, Senator Nelson Effiong, defected from the PDP to APC, and other people were abusing themselves on social media, particularly the young people of Oro were abusing themselves, and most of these people were friends. And I thought to myself, I said, why should they be abusing themselves when they were friends in real life? So I invited them to my office, and I told them, it is possible for us to argue on a round table, resolve our differences, than engage in altercations on the social media. So that was how the round table started. So between that day when we engaged in that conversation in my office till date is 5 years. It's been a very wonderful experience. To be very frank, we have surpassed expectations, our own expectations, because we set out ab initio to engage in programs that will reorientate other people and empower them for leadership, starting with themselves as individuals. Because if you are able to live your life well, you'll be able to lead others. So 5 years down the line, we have engaged in so many programs aimed at reorientating our people, and to the glory of God, we have seen some results in that regard, but there's still so much to be done. So in 5 years, we have held political conversations, in a bid to forge an understanding between our leaders and the followers. We have established certain programs that are now, very popular. So we have engaged in a lot of these programs, and I believe that we are not to assess ourselves, other people and acquired people and the public generally, are in a better position to assess the roundtable vis-a-vis its own objectives. The roundtable is work in progress. We see leadership as a long-distance race. So in 5 years, we intend to see Oro youth who are intellectually very sound, ethically, sound, and aggressively in business and other enterprises. So in 5 years, we intend to, by the grace of God, collaborate with other institutions in order, to produce people who are capable of providing leadership in order. Part of what we intend to achieve using the roundtable is to instill in other people, particularly the youth, confidence in themselves. Because there has been so much dependence on external factors for success, and we believe that God has made man in such a way that most of the things he needs to succeed are within him. So we intend to point other people, particularly the youth, inwards, so that in the end they will not depend, they won't be frustrated by the fact that those external factors are not forthcoming. So in the next 5 years, we intend to see a new generation of other people who will fit into this bill. So to achieve this, we have a lot of programs we've been engaging in. We've been having quarterly roundtable. We started it as monthly roundtable where we bring topical issues and discuss. And recently, we held the first ever Oro Education Summit. So our intention is to ensure that Oro youth are holistically educated so that they are armed, to provide leadership in the future. So for this year, that will be our 6th year. The other people we are taking to a new level where we are going to the secondary schools, to engage in reorientation programs for our students, because we believe that those guys in the secondary school today will be our leaders tomorrow. So now is the time to prepare them and empower them for leadership.
My name is Peter Esu. By way of what I do, I'm a professor. In the past 5 years, God has brought to us the Oro Leadership Roundtable with the dynamism of Barrister Umempasi and his group. I've come around the roundtable a whole lot of time, and I found that it is a gift of God not only to the Oro people, but to Akwa Ibom State and this country, Nigeria. It started like a child's play. Most people didn't give it a chance, but people within the state have come to see that what we cannot collectively do as Akwa Ibom people, young professionals and entrepreneurs, academics from Oro-Nation had been able to group themselves together to channel a new perspective to which we can discuss societal growth, human resource and capacity development, especially for the youth, and think positively about the socio-economic, educational, and political development of our people in our society. Now, most people would think that this is just one of those organizations that had come up in the society, in our own nation, in Akwa Ibom State and so on. But this is quite different. When you look at the pedigree of the persons who have been coming around, and then you look at the quality of discussions, and then you look at the thematic concern of the round table, you would agree with me that this is the best thing to have come at this point in time in our society, where social, cultural, political, economic, and moral decadence and maladjustment in leadership and the processes of turning down the social vices that has been so swollen that it has swallowed up the ingredients of the survival of the people. You would agree with me that this organization, the Oro Leadership Roundtable, is the place to be. It is the direction to follow. I think time it is that people should come around and really dissect what has been going on in the society as the Roundtable has been doing. I think this is a pointer to societal growth, and I think that this young man had given to us food for thought on how we can organize our society. Youths have been let off the hook for a long time now, but this is an organization around the youth, no longer around the exuberances of the youth, the social vices of the youth, but this is an organization around how we can enact the resources of the youth for social, economic and cultural, political development of our society. The Oro Leadership Roundtable is not about Oro. It is about how we can enact the resources, the youthful resources, entrepreneurship in our society in order to regenerate the resources in the direction that will give us leadership in the area of economic development, leadership in the area of social development, leadership in the area of political development, leadership in the area of entrepreneurship, and all that. We need to focus on this. And when you look, as I said before, on the thematic concerns, each of the themes that I have listened to and participated in have been focused on how we can raise social substance and give value to our society. In its 5 years of existence, the mark it has made is tremendous. And I'm sure that if we rally around the Oro Leadership Roundtable and not give it ethnic coloration and just see it as a birthing place to which the Akwa Ibom intelligence can organize ourselves around, then I'm sure our society, our youths, our women, our men and the resources there will be better for it. Congratulations, Oro-Leadership Roundtable.
My name is Chief Mrs. Janet Amber. I'm privileged to be the immediate past and first woman President General of Oro-Nation worldwide. And I was also privileged to be a pioneer speaker when the roundtable began 5 years ago. And I'm glad that I'm here at 5 of the roundtable. Roundtable for me, in the last 5 years has been a game changer. A game changer for the youths of the entire Oro-Nation and for the members of the roundtable. The roundtable has a standard that is very dear to my heart, which is selecting quality, qualified, educated, sound-minded youths to be part of the roundtable. And that's why I'm very proud of them. For me, the Oro-Nation, the next generation, is not going to do anything than bring up good, quality, qualified, responsible leaders, which has been a problem in so many decades away. But when the roundtable came up, when the initiators came up, we embraced it because we saw the future. We saw that as they grow, as they groom themselves, as they educate themselves with many seminars that they do all the time, they are building a solid foundation for their future and the future of their own people, the future of the youths especially. So that's why I want to use this opportunity to congratulate every member of the roundtable and the entire Oro-Nation for being fortunate to have this crop of youths. We are fortunate and we are hopeful that with everybody in the roundtable, Oro will be better and a place to talk about. Congratulations.
To achieve the little we have achieved, members have been very fantastic. They made a lot of sacrifices. They have given so much of commitment. They have given so much of their resources to ensure that we achieve the little we have achieved. And our board of trustees, led by Barrister Antai Effiong, has been very wonderful. So on this 5th anniversary of the roundtable, I thank the members and the trustees for putting in their best to ensure that Oro is saved and humanity is saved.